You're the
Let's
boss.
go. Let's go. So today, yeah, today let's see. So we are looking at what is a healthy relationship. How can we understand that? Okay, I am in a healthy relationship, or how to maybe create a healthy relationship, and
Mhm.
things that we can look at for a healthy relationship, and then we can
Okay.
see also some what is unhealthy relationship, and when it's time to like maybe stop a relationship, move on, or not even enter in a relationship, because you can understand sometimes by the type of people, or um, that hey, I should not enter this relationship. So yeah, what do you think, how do you see a healthy relationship, Fernando?
A healthy relationship initially it's one where nobody gets killed. It's like that's the first step. If nobody's killing, so that's fantastic. But in all seriousness, so I mean, it should be easy, but let's try to get complicated because at the end is I think we mentioned last time like it's one relation where you can be yourself. Yeah, you can be yourself, your own personal life project. You let the other people be itself and have its has its own personal project, but at the same time there's like an overlapping where both of the individuals have a personal like no, not a personal life, but like a group project, right? Like a life kind of thing. I think the key part is letting letting the individuality exist, but at the same time having the strong group thing, right? That's kind of how I see it in the very baseline stuff.
All right. So like yes, like okay, like I have my time, my own time also, where I have the, let's say, opportunity, or not opportunity, but yeah, where I am expanding my knowledge or do my hobbies away from you, so I can develop myself as an individual, because it is important,
Yeah.
that's true. And then also when we do get together, we do have like our own project, and time together, sharing, caring, and is this what you
You
mean?
just use a word that I actually could like to have. So let's say like I'm a biologist and myself in my life project is to work in conservation, right? And the other person is an accountant. Uh, but the relationship is the hobby.
The what? The
That's the word that
hub?
you use. The hobby, meaning
Hobby.
is the place where both of us enjoy life. Sure we can plan to buy a house. Sure we can plan to construct something, but basically the relationship is the hobby of enjoying life together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand what you mean. What where my mind is going now, it's like I think it brings me to this fact, like okay, if like in a healthy relationship, let's say it needs to have a mutual hobby that they share together, yeah? Is this what you mean?
Yes and no. What I
Okay.
mean that the hobby is that the whole essence of a hobby, like let's go ahead and define that word. A hobby is something that you enjoy to do. You
Yes, of
don't
course.
feel pressure, you don't feel obligations or anything. It's something that you immediately go to it. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
enjoy, you want to get to that.
yeah, gives you energy. You do it in your, when
So the
gives you up.
whole relationship would be nice to be under that ground. Now, what you do, the things that you do, now we think like activities or actual professional project between both of you. I don't know. But the essence or the feeling, the dynamic has to be like a hobby. That you shouldn't be feeling like, oh, I have to be Bass's boyfriend. It's like at the moment you say you have to be someone else's significant other, it's like you
Mm.
just lost. you know,
Right, because it's like you are forcing yourself to be that
as soon
person.
as it feels like an obligation, right?
Yes, yes, yeah, definitely. No, that should not be. But you see now, again, what brings me is like, okay, so if like it needs to have this hobby, but then again, it's like, okay, let's say if this hobby is not there, like maybe some people do not share, or do you think is this? One second, I just want to see if I really grabbed out what you are
Your
saying.
hobbies.
So yeah. So let's say if this hobby doesn't exist between two people, how else would you see a healthy relationship, or what else will make up a healthy relationship?
Well, it's because maybe when I meant relationship should be like a hobby, not
Okay.
it should have hobbies.
Now I get you. Okay, okay. A relationship should be like a
Yes,
hobby, something where it's pleasure, enjoyable. You don't feel obligated to be there,
yes,
and okay.
yes.
Mm.
It should, I mean, it should have that essence in itself. Right?
Yeah, yeah. To
Now,
have.
having the same hobbies and that kind of stuff, well, that's another story, right? Like
Yeah.
uh, I like some people don't like board games, and some people
No,
maybe like
now
super
I
like.
get you.
But
Now
that,
I get you. Now I
yeah,
get you. I was being like, but yeah, okay, okay. So it has to be like a hobby where it's enjoyable. You don't have to be forced to be in. Okay.
and
Anything
you know
else?
something?
Yes.
Yes, that came up to my mind. A healthy relationship should be one that has disagreements between the two people, but they decide to move forward because there's something bigger. Disagreements of things that you might not like or from the person, there's going to be, because nothing is perfect, there's going to be always something that is uncomfortable, something like that, but you might just let it pass it through because it's just a minimal thing. um, Classic stereotypes or classic, yeah, stereotypical things is the guy not putting down the lid in the bathroom, and the lady filling up the whole thing in the bathroom with stuff. Yeah, sure, that's gonna be irritated. But if that thing is way too big, yeah, if that emotion is too big, it was going to create a conflict, and the relationship should not exist, right? So it should be a hobby in itself because it's enjoyable, not obligation, yada yada, and you want to be there. And at the same time, you have these tolerances points. It should
Hmm.
be that. It should have that. So yin and yang.
Right, right. So to tolerate, yeah, this. Good that you said about the seed, because to me, I do not tolerate this it thingy that you that you mentioned.
What?
If a man, if a me personally, I do not tolerate if a man is not putting the lid down after he's using.
He did. If a man
you
is like, you
are
dead, you dead.
you out, man. Yeah, I do not tolerate. But okay, but now I see. Okay, okay. Well, yeah, if these things bring up a conflict, like there are tiny things. To me, a healthy relationship, when these things are coming up, like these tiny little things, they should always be discussed, and try in a way or another to find the mutual ground. Because, or as you said, if the people are able to, like, yeah, I accept, I can live with this, for example, for the rest of my life. But if some people like me, I cannot live with that, to be honest. um I it has to be a communication and the agreement level where it's like, fine, I will put my lid down, but you will stop doing that, like it has to be um like an agreement between, I
Yeah,
stop
yeah. It
something,
has
you
to be.
also.
well, yeah, but at the same time, that process, that
Mm.
discussion, and that process, that is the one that has to come from the hobby essence,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, okay, I'm gonna put an effort to stop doing this thing that it's annoying you, because I love you, not because I want to maintain this relationship. No, no, no. It's because you do it because you want to give something back. In this case, is love, right? So
Mm.
you decide to be better in that regard. Uh, so because yeah, it's if you are unable to put some effort into habits that might irritate someone, it's like maybe it's not that interest. Like there's not such a strong kind of thing. It is
Mm.
always tricky, right? Because if someone were to ask us, where is the line where you start modifying so much your habits that now you're losing yourself? I cannot tell you that. Yeah, I cannot know that. Like it's a risk that we need to take. And I think we also said last time that it's like at the end, all these relationship kind of stuff is just a leap of faith. Like
Mm.
you're going to have something nice and something that is reciprocal, right? Um, and we can fail, and we cannot be also constant. Maybe the future Mr. Vass's boyfriend will stop putting the lid up, right? He will put it down and put it down, but there will be instances where he will forget. So hopefully, when that day comes, Vassy doesn't get an axe and just chop the head or something. but but let me tell you, let me throw you this one. What about if you have someone that is vegan and another one that is a omnivorous person?
Well, I mean, in this case, it has to be what is, um, now it comes down to values, because yeah,
Exactly.
you don't want to, like, for example, somebody's smoking, somebody's not smoking, like the same thing. Like I'm not accepting somebody that is not smoking, that somebody that is smoking. I'm not accepting a smoker, like no matter what it is, it can be whatever it wants it to be or have 100,000 qualities, but smoking it's a ban for me and that's it. So in
So
this case,
yeah, so
if I was were to be a vegan, for example, and that was my strong, like I would not, I want somebody that looks after their body or try to, let's say, reduce the pollution or whatever. It's other reasons behind being a vegan. Then yeah, but for example, if my vegan, for example, option is maybe because I have many allergies or I have reaction to meat or I simply cannot digest meat, then fine, I will then accept to um, somebody to eat meat because I'm not doing it for. But you see, this is now what I just said. The way that I said it, I was actually analyzing myself. Then why will I accept somebody that you see how beliefs um, are so strong that we actually um, don't accept anything else that is not in accordance with our beliefs. Um,
mhm.
so that's really, really interesting. Interesting what I said, and that I
Because
was, yeah, I was like,
you
what?
just had a podcast in your mind and in the brain right now. So the reason why I asked that, or why I
Mm,
present that example, you actually nail it in the first sentence you just said.
mm.
It's a matter of value.
Yes.
Why would you be with someone that has drastically different values? Sure, the example that we just said, it will always have many variables. Like you said, it's not the same having someone that is vegan because ethical philosophy or whatever, than because I have allergies or whatever, right? So it's not the same situation. But the point of this example was like this is important. Having similar or very close to same uh, values, because if
Yeah.
you don't have that, that is like, what are you doing with this person? And I don't want to go into the unhealthy part yet until you say, but but unfortunately, a lot of the decisions that many people take when like consolidating relationships is because they are just feeling something. You know, like I feel the fire over here, and it makes me laugh and that kind of stuff.
That thing just bores me to death, man. It's like, stop it, man. You cannot enter a
So,
relationship based on your hormones and feelings. Like, that's just like,
but it happens, right? It's like actually from personal experience, I had a situation with someone. I mean, we didn't have a relationship. She was she was from a very conservative religious background, and I am absolutely out of that, right? So we
oh
had a
man.
very nice friend. We have a very nice friendship and that kind of stuff. And yeah, you start feeling something. You know, like there's a feels and that kind of thing, right? But I had the responsibility to not be pushing or attempting to do something with her because it would be very irresponsible of my part trying to push something with her when I know that this is incompatible because it's like we are not going to be working in the same set. And thankfully, I mean, again, we were still like very nice friends, that stuff. But people need to identify that. Like, do not let you said it, the hormone uh, take your decisions. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's gonna be feel nice and that kind of stuff. But if your values are not in the same place, similar to it, like get out of there. Like,
Yeah.
don't be wasting somebody else's time because someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, and you see, and this is because most of the times when people enter in this type of relationships, it's like they don't think with their head, and there's this euphoria and this energy around where they're like kind of like in la la land, and then it's like a roller coaster, like and then the moment that that roller coaster stops, normally it's like about 1 to 3 months. It takes
Mhm.
this, and then when it's like boom, then they start to get to know the person, and then it's like, oh my god, like, who are you, because like,
Sure,
yeah, it's
like
like a
how many
total
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say that how many times have you ever heard someone telling you like I broke up with this person because it was very different someone else afterwards, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah. Yeah, it's just that thing went away, and then if you don't have a strong foundation built from the beginning, or something to grasp on, then not just a feeling, because feelings come and go. Feelings are not constant, they won't be there forever. And then, but this is the thing, because many people, they are chasing that feeling, and once that feeling goes away, they think that the relationship goes away. But if you truly like that person, fine, you enter in a relationship when you do have like a bunch of feelings, and that's it. But if you really like that person, then you will stay in that relationship and try to get to know the person, and not because the feeling went away, then that's it, you don't want to be there anymore, because you think that that was the relationship itself, all those feelings and whatsoever. But that's a whole different story. um but yeah, fine. Then yeah, healthy relationship. The way that I see, to be honest, a healthy relationship, it's definitely like having a strong foundation, and again, we go into communication, because there's gonna be a lot of disagreements at the beginning, especially until the waters are like settling. The way that I see is like uh, the sea is very, turbulent, and that's how it is at the beginning, and it takes at least about a year, even 2 years, or like there's going to be, good moments, but also quite a lot of conflict at the beginning, until the sea is settling down, and until you get to know the person in and out, and how they think, and uh, and then once that is settled, then that's it, like things become, let's say, a bit more, not that much communication. But to me, how I see is very, very important to communicate anything. And of course, have fun. Fun is very important in a relationship because, like, if you have too much of, like, I would say, yeah, too much conflict, let's say, or I call it communication. I don't like to call it conflict, to be honest. There is always communication. But if it's just too much communicating, and some subjects can take hours to like find an agreement to whatever the situation is. But if it's too much of that and not the fun part, then the relationship can somehow sink down to the bottom of the sea, not make it through.
I I just read uh, someone else post. No, but it was yesterday. It said every time I for every time I forgive you, every time I forgive you for a mistake, you love me a little bit more, but
Okay.
I love you a little bit less.
Can you repeat that again? Every time I forgive you for a
Every time I
mistake.
forgive, every time I forgive you, you love me a little bit more, but I love you a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
it was a very kind of interesting thing or saying whatever, and I'm bringing this because what you just said, like when someone is having, you said, a lot of communication and long communication, that kind of stuff, is like you are not getting in an agreement, you are not advancing, you are
Yeah.
just uh,
Stagnating.
making more
You're
tracks.
yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this
So
is
in the event, sorry.
yeah, I completely agree with this because, like, if, as you said, every time I forgive you, you love me a little bit more, but I love you a little bit less. And what brings me to my mind, it's trust. um it's about trust, yeah, because trust is very important in a relationship, and it has to be full blown trust for the relationship to exist. If that full trust in the person is not there, that's not 100% relationship. Like, that's a superficial relationship, or I don't know, there's something else in there that people want to gain from each other or whatever. um but the true relationship has to be 100% trust. And every time when the trust is being broken, for example, and yeah, I forgive you because I will go over
Giving you,
this.
there's still trust, and you're using to keep betting on the person, but it's going to wear off, going
Yeah,
to exhaust.
it's going to wear off, but truly believe there is a way to gain back the trust 100%. But that takes a lot of effort from the other person that break the trust. But they really have to put a lot of work in for their partner to trust them back again. Like, they really have to prove themselves that I am worthy of this person's trust. And because if that's not gonna happen, there is always gonna be, um, from the other partner, some doubt, something that it's letting their mind run off to questioning and not being at ease, let's say, with the partner. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's going to be something on. There's going to be unrest. It is going to be
yes,
unease. Yeah.
yes,
So yeah, so
exactly.
that it's a lot of things to consider there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, really good that you said, yeah, if the communication takes way too long time and like days, let's say, or an agreement, then yeah, there's one of the person doesn't want to, yeah, move on. They don't want to make the
Yeah.
change, or yeah, yeah. Oh dear.
Fun,
Relationships
right?
are difficult, man. Now that I'm like, this is, I mean, not difficult, it's
Well,
challenging. It's fun. It's
yeah,
challenging. It's very, very challenging. Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh,
guess I mean
there.
it's nothing that comes easy. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gotta put the effort, right?
Hmm. Yeah. There's got to be, but yeah. So great. Yeah. Healthy relationship, communication.
So let's flip the coin.
Yeah. Let's flip the coin. Let's go The dark
Let's
side.
let's talk about all my relationships. What is an
Oh,
unhealthy?
hey, I'm in the same
this
boat
is
with you, you
this
know?
is this is this is whiskey. This is whiskey, and I'm over here. Okay, so I'm here right now. So let's start talking about unhealthy
Is
relationships.
that your coping mechanism, by the way? To deal all the trauma that you had? Oh my god, I'm so sorry of you. Poor thing.
No, I will talk about my traumas when I get here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
All right, let's go. Unhealthy relationship. I mean, oh man.
Oh, unhealthy relationships is man. That's what you're
No.
trying to do.
I mean,
That's kind of sexy of you. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, I take it back. No. Hey, don't put words in my mouth, huh? Oh yeah, I mean, I'll let you go on with this because you have more experience.
Actually, no. That was a full blown joke. I like no,
From
no, no.
what you're
I cannot say. I
advertising
mean,
yourself, kind of advertise yourself that you have
no,
this.
no, no.
So go away, Fernando. I will just mute my mic.
That's completely unfair. Put on that mic, at least for us to hear how you give us a laugh because we cannot hear your
There you
laugh.
go. I'm here. I'm here. I was
Okay,
joking.
there you go. No, but yeah, but in all seriousness, so besides saying that a healthy relationship is completely the opposite of what we
Mm.
just talked, it's let me go to something extremely easy, right? We talked about that last time, is extreme attachments, dependent. And okay, and by attachments, I'm talking about the dependency of someone and controlling someone, you know? You don't want to that person do anything without a previous authorization, that kind of stuff. Or you have someone that says like I cannot breathe without this person, right? Uh, I know those are like very extreme examples, but I think unhealthy relationships is one extreme attachment, one where you do not have communication. You know what? Like all this. Thankfully, that has never happened to me. Yeah, the the thing, the assumptions from
Uh-huh.
the other person.
Mm.
Yeah. It's because I thought that you liked this or something like that. And like here, I am bringing you, I don't know, PS5, and I was like, my dude, I don't play video games. Oh, you're a guy. I thought you would have done that, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's like you're not even you don't even know what do I like, you know. So those are very easy examples, but I don't want to take the whole time. Okay, so you should your shot.
Pass it on to me. I'll take it. um, right. So to me, how I see unhealthy relationships is that exactly as you said. Yeah, when it's too much, like a lot of attachment, and when people are like way too. I don't want to use the word clingy. Well, let me use the word clingy. When people are just too like clingy on that person and like they cannot move on with anything throughout the day without uh, having, let's say, the dose of your partner, or um, you cannot start or go somewhere outside without your partner, or you cannot do activities without your partner, or basically you just don't want to do anything without your partner, you know. um
You don't even have friends outside the other one circle of friends. That's a
exactly.
good one.
That is exactly, and you just continuous depending on that person. To me, it happened this in one of my relationships where it was suffocating, man, because it took me some time to notice, but he will just not do anything without me, and he kind of liked to be like dominated, let's say, to um yeah, like me to tell him
Masculine.
yes. Yeah, well, let's just not go into that. But anyway,
Okay.
he just, like, if he wanted to do something, he needed my permission in everything. Yeah, and at the beginning, I didn't, like, okay, I'm like, oh, he's a nice guy, like, he wants to me to know what he's doing. But then I noticed that he was depending on me with everything, for him to get his hobbies with me, or every type of pleasure with me, or every type of he didn't had anything else aside from that. Every time he just wanted to spend time with me. And
Mhm.
at one point, to me, that, because I need my time, and every time when I wanted to, like, go out on my own, he will get anxious,
Yep.
anxious. And then we had conflicts after, and I could feel his energy, like, every time when I come, because I really like playing volleyball, for example,
You
so I
felt
always
the
go.
aura, like.
Yeah, I felt the pressure, and I just, like, entered the home, and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's going on? He was acting like a typical woman, let's say, like I was,
Okay.
the one that is not speaking the mind. But so I'm like, just speak up. Like, what is it? Like, I was willing to, like, okay, let's communicate through it and see what's happening. But I don't know. That was a very unhealthy relationship, to, like, every
Mhm.
time depending. And to me, it was like, I just felt like somebody was taking my soul out, and I started to feel like really suffocated, because I couldn't do anything, like every time. And sometimes I was feeling sorry, like, um or guilty that I am going out,
Yeah, like
that's
uh
a
you could have been like all the time, like if everything that you were doing, it felt like, oh, please don't let this person to misinterpret that kind of stuff, like
yes,
oh gosh, please don't text me or that kind of thing.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So there you go, a real
Mm,
real unhealthy,
that's a
you
real
know
unhealthy one. Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
example.
um that
um,
this is one
one,
thing.
one thing I want to get, I would say, and
Yeah.
you mentioned it also very quickly.
Uh-huh.
uh, in that aspect, specifically in the clingy thing and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
we also need to be careful because at the beginning, it looks and feels nice. You said it, right? Like, he's like he or she is like,
Yes.
he's taking care of me, or he wants to consider me for everything, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Once again, all of this stuff, all of these things have a line that is a very personal line, and it needs to be defined each for each one of us, right? So we just need to be careful that this thing that feels nice is not an actual unhealthy behavior, right?
Yeah.
Because then you have the other extreme
Mm.
where you just go away on your life like the other person doesn't matter. Yeah, you can also be doing that kind of stuff, or the um, indifference kind of attitude.
Yes. Mm.
You know, like you want to do something, what happened?
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
so it's
Ah,
it's
wow.
kind of weird. Yeah,
Mm.
sometimes I really don't even understand how you can actually manage to make a connection between two people, having especially the one that looks a little bit like indifference. You know,
Yes.
but,
That's
but yeah, so
suspicious
like
to me.
this is just
That,
there's something that is.
I mean, yes, I completely agree with you. And this is one thing that I really pay attention, for example, like when dating. Like, I'm looking for the people's energy, like, fine, because I am very hyper energetic, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this,
The
that.
person who's going to skydive.
Yeah, exactly. But then then I feel the contrast. There is a very weird contrast. Like, I'm like here, like, oh, and this person is like, and I'm like, oh, you see the contrast. There is like, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like, is it me? Like what's going on? Like, what, dude? Like, But then it took me some time to realize. At the beginning, I felt like, oh, either I'm like, ADHD or something. But no, fuck it. I love my life, man, and I like to be, full on alive and just laugh a lot and whatever. But now I pay attention. If people don't like react to this, or like they don't have just a little bit of a life, man, enjoying, like,
A
and
little bit
they're
of
like,
flavor in their
yeah, a
life.
little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice, and I'm like, you ain't my type of people. So
What is this? What is this hand about?
that's like,
No, not to me.
no, no, not to me. Yeah, not to me. So, but now again, and going back to this clingy part, now also this is another thing that now I'm really looking after it. Like, lesson learned. You move forward, but things that you have to me at least, I am keeping in mind. Like,
Yeah, because you have evolved in that sense. So it's
mm,
like, sure, you have a bad experience with that. So when
yes,
this is going to come out, it's going to rise yellow flags at the
mm,
beginning. So and that's fine.
mm.
The part that is not fine is, I said yellow flag, no red flag. It's like when you
I
see
don't
that
do yellow
attitude that you have,
flags. I don't do yellow flags, man.
you
No,
don't
no.
do yellow flag.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, yeah, you just say that you're not very tolerant. Well, I kind of am. I kind of am. So it's like maybe I had a bad experience with something, whatever. I never had that, but but when I see something that I don't like, I'm like, hey, that's one. It's fine. Okay. If it comes again, so at the third time that it comes out, is like, oh, okay, this person needs to be put it in this box, and I need to be walking in this direction. So then I know where they call conflict. You know where I am like super. I do not tolerate this kind of stuff, and I have done ultimatums to people about this.
Tell us, Ray.
Punctuality.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, and you can ask for a reference. You can ask someone for a reference, because I've been like, you do this again, I'm
I
killing
I
you
know, I
twice.
know, I know. But you see, it's funny because like we still accept it. Like with friends, I'm fine, to be honest. Like, well, I'm not that fine. I do bring it out, and I'm like, hey, you are late. Um,
No,
but
that no, but you see, no, you see, you do also like, this is the what I call yellow flags. It's like,
mm,
we're cool. It's not a constant thing, but it's like you're sus right now. So
yes,
you better
yes,
fix
yes.
that.
You,
Yeah.
you're sus.
Um,
But I'm starting to change that. The other day I met somebody and they were late 15 minutes. I sent the message that I called actually 20 minutes before. I said I'm going to be late 10 minutes because I knew. And then I arrived there and then they were late like 7 minutes. And I'm like, wow. And I sent a message. I said, I do not accept people that are being late. It's not according to my values. So good luck with it. So I left.
in my opinion, you're right. You're right.
What?
Chill, chill a little
No,
bit.
no, no. No, you cannot chill, Ray. You cannot chill because the moment you chill, you are not living according to your values. And the moment that you break your values, you are not honest to yourself. So is
No,
it
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what
Well,
is it that you want and like? Like, what is it that you accept and you not accept? To me, I'm not, especially if it's first time that I'm meeting somebody. To me, that's that just says a lot about your personality.
totally
So
agree.
that's like, but because
Yeah.
if they are at the beginning, like, they are not being late, and even second time they are not being late, but then something happens, fine. But I think it's really important. Yeah, things can happen, a tire can break, the weather, an accident, many things can happen. If there's a reasonable reason behind it, of course, that's okay. But if the reason is like I don't know, just something silly,
There's no reason.
like the
Yeah.
dog ate my homework, let's say, type of reason, then
Hey,
I'm
that can
like,
happen.
well, that means you don't took care of that paper
No, it's
properly.
because yeah, no, like that's why I said like you're right. Like something that is one of the most valuable things that we have, it's our time, and respecting someone else's time is a lot of. You are completely right. But that's also I said, but that's because that's how I function, especially when it's like the first time. I usually do not expect the person to be on time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because I do understand where do I in the type of cultures that I live, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Like Americans, Mexicans, Italians, Brazilians, and that kind of stuff, right? Uh, but I have put where the only place where I have done like ultimatums to people, it's in that regard, like.
Mm.
Uh, but I think at the end, just to go back to our topics, it's the fact that we need to, in this case, we need to respect the values of the other person. I think this is the takeaway that an unhealthy relationship does not uh, respect the values of the other person, doesn't care about the values of the other person. Right?
Of course.
I said a moment ago in terms of indifference and that kind of stuff, but I think the most appropriate thing to say is what I just said is when you have attitudes that do not respect the values of the other
Yes, of course. It has to be a mutual. It's not like you respect my values,
person.
but I don't care about your values. Yeah, no, it has to be.
Here's
Go
another
for
one
it.
before I forget about this one.
Let's go.
At the beginning, I said that a healthy relationship is letting myself exist, the other person exist, and letting both of us, right? Now, there's a catch about that. And there can be debates about this kind of stuff. If someone, if for example, if I am a drinker, if I am an alcoholic, yeah,
So you have an addiction.
that's something. Yeah, or you have an addiction. That is something that should not let be exist. Like that's something that needs to be like to be corrected. So maybe I'm an alcoholic. The other person, yeah, the other person, not that it has the responsibility, then we go into the someone else's need, the personal needs, but it's like you cannot be in a relationship with someone is actually like in these very evident situations that is damaging the oneself. That's why I use alcoholism or drug addiction. I do also
So understand
understand
that.
that it's like, yeah, yeah.
So you are saying you cannot. You should not be, or you should be careful to when you are going into a relationship with somebody that has an addiction.
That you should be careful.
You
That
should.
you
Sorry,
should be
sorry.
careful.
You should be careful when you go in a relationship with somebody that has an addiction.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with you here. Yeah, I do agree with you. And
Yeah.
and let's just confirm that addiction is not just substance abuse. Addiction is everything that you are, everything that just addictions are addictions. Addiction is not just substance abuse. We should do a podcast on this one actually because I really enjoy this one. Uh, but addiction is not just substance abuse related addiction. It's anything that you cannot continue your day ahead without getting the dose of that. Can be anything.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
movie, watching
Can
YouTube,
be
Facebook, Instagram,
exercise. Can be.
exercise,
Yeah.
overthinking, no speaking. I don't know, just anything, man. Anything that you cannot continue your day or just be, without having that. So that
Mhm.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not just substance related,
That,
but
that
yes,
would be the other key part because also like I just want to brought that up because I said like you need to let the other person be uh, in a relationship when you have someone with an addiction. First of all, be careful. Second of all, I think you should not let that person have that addiction. In the last talk that we had, we mentioned you don't have to solve the other person's problem. That's not your responsibility. But as the partner, you can support. Yeah, you can encourage to do that. I just wanted
Okay,
to put
yeah,
that
I
out there.
agree. No, very, very good, because I agree with you here. But okay, let me just give a quick example again from one relationship that happened. The person gave up nicotine. He was having these nicotine patches that you put on your tooth, like nicotine, like, yeah, you just,
Okay,
and you
I
just,
didn't know. I
you know,
just knew that once.
that's again addiction. Anyway, and they were having that, but then they knew that I do not accept this nicotine or anything, so they gave it up. And but then uh I trusted that, fine, they gave it up. But after some time, I don't know how, I have a very good intuition. Thank you so much, Universe God, that I have a really great intuition. I can feel when a person. So I don't know why, but my mind brought me to um no, I he had his bag open. Yes, his bag was open, and something in my head said, check the bag. I normally I do not check people, but something in my head is like, check the bag. So I checked the bag. But I went straight into that pocket. It was a specific pocket. And they had there this box with nicotine. I have to say that at that moment, I felt like, my heart, my chest, my everything about this person trust, it just like went out. But I didn't react at anything. I didn't said anything. I kept it quiet for 2 weeks. I wanted to see, okay, maybe if somebody's. But then he revealed himself alone. One day I was like cooking in the kitchen, and he comes to me to like show me something on the phone. And he had this nicotine pill packet in his pocket, you know? At
It
home,
came
he
out
was
like
lying to me right in my face, biatch. And
that's the hard part.
listen. He's like, where's my phone? Okay, I'm gonna take this. He's taking out the phone and he's showing me, and the nicotine patch was right on the screen of the phone.
Okay, it's like
Wait, because then he's seeing it. I saw it, and I was like, my mind was like, fuck it. I knew it 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, this confirms me everything. And he's like taking it away and he puts it in his pocket, just pretending like nothing happened. And I'm like, what was that? He's like, nothing. And I'm like, what do you mean nothing? And I'm like, how long you've been using the nicotine? He's like, he said few days, 3 days. I'm like, Yach, again, he's lying to me. I'm like, stop lying. I found this in your pocket in the backpack like 2 weeks ago. And purposely, I didn't said anything to see if you are really lying. But then it turned out that he's been doing it for 2 months.
mm. No,
Two
yeah, yeah.
months,
It's
you
got the
know?
whole, yeah.
But the purpose, how would you say, the result of this story, and for everybody that is like, you have to be careful if you enter. If you can accept this addiction, fine, but if you cannot accept it, you have to be careful, because addictions, it's a very strong habit that is very hard to let it go. And if the person is not being honest, can you deal with lying? Because to me, that's another thing. Lying is just you breaking trust, and the relationship, it's over. That's why it's over right now. So yeah, but that
Yeah,
was fucking funny. Oh my god, just like in those funny, like stupid movies, like comedy movies where it's like, "Oh, you don't see nothing." I'm like, it's magic. You can do magic now. Oh man.
well, that's there are very many weird behaviors that people with addictions have. It's kind
Yes.
of hard.
Yes. It is. So, oh man, that was just
That was a
anyway.
memory right there. That was a memory.
Yeah, that's a funny memory. And to me, like, it's at that moment it really like annoyed me. But now I'm just like, I feel sorry for them at the same time, to be honest, because it's something that, anyway, addictions, we keep it for another day. Let's move on because I feel we will go with this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Addictions,
yeah. I see you too excited about it.
yeah, I mean, addictions is something that it has things behind it that comes with it. But anyway, um, are we done with healthy and unhealthy relationships? Do we want to say anything else?
Yes, I don't want any relationship.
Fuck,
But wait,
let's
what?
go. No, no, are we done with
No, let's go
healthy?
to the second one. Yeah, yeah, I
Let's
get
go
it, I get it.
to jealousy. Yeah, you don't want. I don't know. Me
Oh
too. I'm like,
gosh.
oh,
Yeah,
jealousy,
talk
jealousy.
about some of the characteristics of a healthy relationship. So yeah, that one
One second, one second. By the
funny.
way, if one second, one second. I just want to say to people, if somebody's watching, we are taking questions and answers. Here, I'm watching. I'm watching here. We are taking questions and answers like at the end. I'm like, because I have two cameras. So if you guys have like any questions, we will do read them like after we are done, just so we can like keep this flow conversation going and not having stops. So. All right, let's go. Jealousy in a
She's what she's
relationship. What she said.
so so let me try to make this one very as brief as possible. So
Make it.
jealousy is kind of funny to me because it's rooted on on for me a very natural behavior, which is uh, being territorial. We are territorial animals. Yeah. Uh, rah, rah. So I think it is rooted in that thing. Now, because we are animals that have very amazing um, capabilities to go beyond the rules of nature, we take it to these extremes, and now we call jealousy. That can come in things as simple as oh, you have a new friend. Uh, mm, that's nice. I hope you're having a lot of fun with your new friend, right? That one has happened to me. That nowadays for real, that one has happened to me like many times. This is one of the reasons
Yes,
why I don't
yes.
have relationships because I have so many female friends. All of them, they are angels, but it's like try to make someone understand that part. Uh, and sure, the extreme of that thing, the jealousy thing, is all the way to the psychological abuse, making you feel worthless, or creating this, or actually like creating this dependency on the person, because like try to control absolutely each one of the aspect of the person. So like it's a very sad characteristics that have some people, and I want to do the distinction over here, being territorial, because of course, if you are in a monogamous relationship, of course you will try to protect the relationship. It's there's going to be different thresholds of tolerance among people, but there's going to be in any like there's going to be some kind of level of protection of the other person against external whatever. You know, that's
So
that, that
one
that's
second,
my whole take.
could you simplify like so jealousy? How you see it is that it's something territorial, um, but then
But
I didn't.
extreme.
It's extreme territorial thing, like it's mine, like it has to
You
be
will
mine.
have, yeah, you will always have some kind of territorial behavior. Yeah, and that's fine. At least that's how I try to make the distinction. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's fine. You will always have something. Uh, but jealousy is this very unhealthy, extreme expression of that.
Hey. Yes. I see. I I agree with you here. It is well, there can be kind of like different branches of jealousy. How I see it, it's this territorial thing, which is like it's mine, or like don't come on it because it's my territory. Then how I see it also is like possessiveness, like you want to possess. I'm possessed. Oh. You want to possess. How do you pronounce this? Ah, fuck it. Possess. You want to possess that person, you
Possessive.
know?
You're a possessive person, sure.
Possessive. Yes, that's. I used to be when I was little, and I see it's coming back now. So memories, flashbacks. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't.
Like a child.
Yeah, back to childhood. But yeah. Anyway, so and the moment that's why, because it's like for example, if the example that you said when you made a new friend and it's like that possessive part in you will be like, oh, I'm jealous now, I don't want to share this person with somebody else, like this person be with me, or like
Oh,
what if they are they are sharing their, I don't know, they will laugh more with them, or like they will do this more with them and not with me. And that also can be um a part. And then the other part where I also see jealousy in your relationship, which it had happened to me quite a lot. This possessive actually also happened, but the other part that happened to me quite a lot was like uh jealousy on things that I can do. um like yeah, like let's say a certain skill, let's say, or a certain attitude that I had, and they were jealous on me that I'm having that.
like someone is lifting more than you.
Sorry? Yeah, like for example, yeah, let's say, yeah. An
Like,
example.
someone made a better cake than mine.
Yeah, let's say, for example. But the thing that happened was
Okay,
uh
hold on.
yes.
That one, then what would be the difference? I associate that one more to envy, not jealousy. But I don't know. Yeah, can you
Well,
point
I
me out
think
that?
it's jealousy because they have it and you don't have, and they don't have it. But it can be more. I think it's a combination of envy and jealousy.
Uh-huh.
Can I
Okay, okay.
maybe?
They're close.
Yeah, they're really, really
They're close
close,
to.
close related. Yeah, yeah. But definitely jealousy with possession. Yeah, possession. Like it's mine. I don't want to share this person with somebody else. Or
And and again, like going back to the you made a new friend example. Uh,
mm.
I think it's inevitable. Again, and also making the distinction between the two words that I use. It's inevitable that you feel weird at the moment a new element comes in from to the other one. But I think uh, the maturity of the person in the relationship is going to allow to let it go through. It's like, yeah, you feel it just for a couple of fraction of a second or something like that. It's like, yeah, whatever, right? That doesn't mean that the person stopped being territorial, right? But in the same pattern of a healthy relationship, is like I can be territorial and and you can have all the friends that you want, and I don't have to be worried or feeling anything because I trust you. But I still territorial. If I see something I don't like, I will let you know. Yeah.
But you see, this is again my thing went away. But right, so it's like fine, you can go and meet whoever you want because at the end of the day you will come back to me, kind of like, and you will
Mm.
be back my territory, or like you are
Yeah. Yeah.
kind.
I know it sounds very hard. I know it sounds very hard, but try to think about
One second, let me not
just
lose this idea. So then what I was thinking, I think jealousy also comes in the moment when we do get attached to that person. Um Attached,
yes.
you get so attached to it that um yeah, it just happens this weird thing, like you are just you don't you might be also jealous that they might, find somebody else, or
But
but
I
then
don't.
that goes into other things. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
kind of
that
I
will go.
yeah. It is just the insecurity of,
Yes.
because you are attached to the person. You have the fear of losing that person. I do also understand and agree the point that
Mm,
you are jealous uh, for that person. Yeah, you are jealous to the person, not exactly the what is going to do, like if it's going to leave or not.
yes. Mm,
I think there's going to be a little bit of overlap with the attachment, you
yes.
know. So you can go you can go out with someone else. Like let's think open relationships, right? Let's
Okay.
think open relationships, right?
Open.
So I have enough trust to that you will go and do yourself. You will meet someone. Maybe you will sleep with that person. Fine, yeah. But we still have our life project and
Mm-hmm.
our love. Yeah, that's the main part, the key part, right? That I could consider a healthy relationship. Yeah, like I, it's not that I don't care, but I'm okay with you. Like you have your physical function with someone else. What a way to say it. I talk to people like, because I'm a robot. Yeah, sure. Um, but you trust the person because at the end there's a life project between both of you, and that life project is the relationship, right? There's no fear of losing. There's an attachment in that, but there's no fear of easily losing the person, because one thing is the physical, another the emotion. I don't know. You are going to say something.
But you see, that to me, what just makes me think is like, mm, that's the only thing that keeps the relationship is the project or the life project that, the two people have together. But then because then again, we're going back to like, relationship. That means that what if that project goes away? Then what's the purpose of the relationship? If that's the
Well,
thing that keeps them together.
yeah. So just keep in mind when I use like the word project, I'm not talking in like an actual
No,
project.
no, no. Like a life goal, let's say a future goal, or something that
So
you're working towards together as a two human
in
beings. You strive to make it happen, let's say, or
yeah, and in that part, I am including something you said, which is
yes.
enjoying themselves, right?
Hmm.
So if you're not enjoying themselves, why have the relationship, right? So yeah, in going into the jealousy part,
Mhm.
it's the you cannot have it like I do not see an open relationship having jealousy, you know.
Yes,
Monogamous relationship will be easier to have and
the jealousy.
to have the jealousy part, right? Because you might have this stronger attachment. I don't want to say dependency, but you will have this attachment that
But
might
you
not be the
see,
most healthy thing.
how I see this polygamous thing is that you don't really get so attached because, well, I don't talk, but people, I think the way that I see it, I haven't experienced it, but they don't really get so attached because they have more than one options. And they know that if Pinky goes away, then they have three. And if Ring Finger goes away, they have the two. But then if middle finger goes away, they have one, but then maybe thumb comes again, comes a new one. So the thing just goes
Yes.
on and on. But you see, but that itself is still a form of attachment. And you are not being attached just to one person, but you are being attached to many, many other individuals. And you have this security that, fine, if I'm not getting from this person this, I will go and get it from the other person. But to me,
So
that's not
yeah,
healthy.
Okay, I will not discuss that. I will not discuss that
Yes, yes,
because
that's
I can get in trouble. But in a way, it's like the way that you just process. I do acknowledge that that can happen. Yeah.
yes.
Now, in the romantical way where things are perfect and that kind of stuff, um, you or the person will it is not about having the options necessarily. It is about having the emotional connection, or the emotional living attachment, right? Like open relationships is like you can do with your body whatever you want. At the end of the day, emotionally, we are together. Yeah, that can be another like another point of reference, um, and that's the thing that will make me feel comfortable, secure, because emotionally is what the emotional or spiritual or the non-physical thing, it's what actually matters. Yeah,
Mm.
whatever you do with your body, it's another stuff.
But even emotions though, because like in order to be like but yeah, because like in order to get into like strong. All right, let me put it this way: emotions, yeah, good to have emotions, definitely, but the emotions that I'm feeling will not be the same maybe as the other person is feeling, and it can be just me. I'm getting this emotion from this person. Um, but then again, emotions are uh, like waves, they come and go. Like you won't always carry this emotion with you. You just, yeah, experience. But then again, that brings me to the fact that that's again another form of attachment, or maybe not, or let me just also use the word addiction, because you are gonna go to get that person just to then get that emotion to feel bad, because you know that that person gives you this type of emotion, or or feeling, or whatever. And this is
So, well, it's because maybe hopefully this can simplify the thing.
yes.
Both panoramas that the thing that you're putting over there, they are correct, and they can exist. Is among
Hmm?
the possibility of things. Yeah.
Yes.
So because again, we don't have a single or ultimate solution for everything. So in the same way, it can happen the things that I'm saying. It can happen the thing that you're saying. So hopefully, if we were talking in terms of the healthy part, those examples that I'm trying to bring could correspond more easily to the healthy
Mm.
part, like how an open relationship would be healthy, and how a monogamous relationship could be healthy. Yeah, uh, the difficult part on all the things that we've been talking is that we don't know where the line is. Like we cannot know, like, oh, you need to have 30 milligrams of enjoyment, and you have to have like 500 milligrams um, of attachment. Is that no, right?
How much did you say? Can we
500
go
milligrams.
again? I need to get 50, 100% on everything.
Yeah. So so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
while we are talking about all these examples, and I think
Yes, yes.
it's
I was
one
just
of those
joking.
everything is valid. Is it like
Yeah.
everything is valid? The most important part from everything we're talking is that wherever you're going to get into a relationship or whatever, like be mindful of how to measure all the thresholds. Because at the end, like the jealousy part will be an element of a healthy relationship.
Mm.
I will repeat, we are territorial. That's fine. But jealousy, yes, yes. But jealousy, now you are going into the unhealthy. I think a very good indicator of the jealousy part is when you start doing it or trying affecting the other person.
Yeah.
So just from my side, I think that would be my closing statement.
Zip.
Vote for me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do agree with you here. Because I mean, yeah, we are territorial in a way or another. Because we develop this as children. Like when we are children, this is my toy. You don't touch my toys. I mean, and it will still carry on. And I think definitely like, but also it's a multitude of like, you know, no, let me not go into this ego stuff, um but because yeah, I mean the ego is forming starts to form at a very young age, and this can carry on. But yes, yeah, territorial, we will be little bit definitely, but we have to be, as you said, mindful when this, feeling of jealousy or territory comes up. Just like, watch, see like why, yeah, like why am I, what is actually to be jealous about, like, and just question yourself, like, mm, have they gave me any reasons to be jealous, or just put it the question, why am I jealous about? And that's just gonna reveal like so many things. But yeah, great. So yeah, jealousy, territory, possession, you don't want to share your person with somebody else. But
We need to
and
be
there's some,
careful. I
don't
just
make new
realized something.
friends.
Don't make new friends. Don't make new friends.
Don't make new
You
friends.
cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that. I gave you a friend.
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Sorry,
What do you,
I know this is very very that I'm asking this.
yes.
Ask my audio being okay.
Yes, it has been great. No, no,
Yeah,
it has been great.
because I
Nobody
just
has said.
realized that it's been. I'm gonna do something, so I don't know if I'm going to mess it up. But if it still sounds fine,
Keep going.
yeah,
Hello?
I keep going.
I can't hear you now. No,
Uh,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I can hear.
ah,
No,
okay.
no, it's
So
it's great. It's great. All right, great. So, all right, jealousy. Let's move on to
the last point.
the last point.
Ooh, I don't want to say the second thing, and I know it was me who suggested the second thing.
Yes, how to prevent
Look at
it.
me. Look at
All
me.
right, so
All
this is
cocky.
actually
Like,
Ray. Ray, he wrote this. Why do couple breakups? And then the second point is like how to prevent it. But it's great,
I'm here with a
actually.
solution
Let's go for it. I will let you start it. Let's go.
because
Let me get my popcorn. No, I'm joking.
listen, as a certified 5 times divorced man, I'm gonna tell you how to solve your issues.
Wait, are you
Uh,
divorced?
of course not. Of course not.
Fine. Carry on then.
Okay. So
Divorcee man.
no, I'm gonna be a very bad man, and I'm gonna say so. Vasi, why do couples break up?
Yes.
Why do they break up?
You ask me?
Yes,
You
I'm
okay, you
asking you.
pass on the question to me. Good. Okay, well, I mean, there can be many reasons why couple break up. One can be this, as we said, like maybe the relationship started based on this feeling, burst of. You can't hear me?
No. I was my no, no. It
Ah,
was my indication of your example about the guy with the nicotine, the trust. But yeah,
so yeah,
sorry.
it can be this that the relationship just like develops on emotions. There's this burst of butterflies and la la land. You are not actually aware of what's happening around you, but everything what's happening is that emotion and that euphoria that you have. So that can be a reason why people break up, because then after they start to know each other and they don't like what they start to know. How to prevent that?
Yeah, that's
Mm, yeah, that's not that much preventable, because like you have to know why you first entered. But if you entered based on these emotions, then you don't prevent it, you just break it. If you want to carry on and get to know the person, then fine, you carry on and then you see what happens. But
no.
yeah, now we can hear a little bit
The fan.
yes.
So I'm gonna do. Hopefully, it's okay.
Yes, this is good now. Then other things why relationships can break, maybe because there is too much conflict, let's say, way too much conflict, not too much enjoyment, and that just brings people into stress. And we all know that stress is one of the most mood killer, and just makes you really, you are not into this nice zone, let's say, where you can just be flourishing with happiness and whatever. So if you are like in continuous stress and too much conflict, then that's another reason. If people don't know how to break out and just like, fine, let's just move on with whatever it is, and or at least flip the coin, do enjoyment, balance somehow, you know. But if that doesn't happen, then break up. Another thing can be that yes, people's value, maybe they are not in the right place, and maybe they discover later on in the relationship that whoa, you are actually, your value is not like this, or maybe I want family, you don't want the family. How do you prevent that? Well, if you want a family and the other person, you cannot prevent that, so you just break it. Other thing, yeah, jealousy. Like you can get way too jealous and possessed over a person that you just then become way too suffocating, which it happened to me. And then if that just keeps going on, then is just, let's say, an energy, somebody's taking your space energy and your um your freedom, let's say,
Yes.
of exploring, learning, and doing, and just uh, getting to know and evolve as an individual, little bit away from the relationship. So that's just like too much. Then it will burst and be like, I'm done with this, I don't want this relationship. Like either we solve this situation, and maybe the other person doesn't know what they are doing. So if this can be solved, then yeah, it can be a change. What else? I don't know, this is just came out of my head. So but how to prevent, where everything is communication, and it has to be an agreement made, like something, let's say a contract, like, you find an agreement on many things, many levels, and continuous communication and honesty, a lot of honesty, no matter how you feel, just bring it out, and it has to be in a relationship. You have to know the person in and out, in and out, otherwise it's not lasting.
I think I don't think I should say anything now. Because
Drop
I
the
think
mic.
you just, yes, basically it's like everybody out this summer. Thank you very much. I'm out. No, I think, yeah, I'm being serious. It's like the funny thing and beautiful thing about what you just said is that you literally took everything we just talked about, and and put the pieces in the final. So you were paying attention. Look at you,
Big brain Vasi.
big brain, big brain. Yeah, big brain. No, yeah, I don't think it's like it's very, very simple. If you don't have the communications, if you don't have values, if you're going to be over attached, hence the part of the jealousy. It's like ain't gonna, and if there's no trust, the thing ain't gonna work out. If the honeymoon phase also, the one about the, that's how I call it actually, the
Yeah,
whole emotional thing and that kind of stuff from the 2 or 3 months, that's a honeymoon phase. um, yeah, it's, we need to be like very mindful, aware of the decisions that we are making to interact and get into a relationship with someone. If we
you're
don't, if
right.
we don't, if we messed up in all the things that you say, it's like you're just getting ready for a bad experience.
Yeah,
And this is important, you might fail regardless. There's going to be always something that you might, but let us not forget to fight on, yeah,
yeah,
and be hopeful that we are going to fight enough and not too much.
Yes.
It's
No,
that's
definitely.
all.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Don't give up so fast. This is another thing, like, because things will definitely appear in your relationship, but don't give up so fast. You have to put in the work if you really want the relationship and you want to be with that person. You have to, not fight, but you have to persevere a little bit and just hold on a little bit. If it's like like a long relationship, I'm talking not somebody that you've been with like 3 months or 4 months, and something major happened, then that's it. Like, it's a deal breaker. Like, why am I have like, there is not a strong foundation yet. You already break the trust in this beginning phase, let's say. So yeah, no, who knows? Because I have this thing. If the person, I live with this mantra, let's say, if they do it once, they will do it again. Um, so I also believe that people can change, but if they do it once, they will do it again. So it takes, I know for myself how hard it is to break a habit. So this is the thing, like, if I see that that person doesn't have like a lot of ambition, or I don't see it in their personality that they are like, all right, yeah, let's move on and do this, or they are not like more active or whatever, then they, or at least to active into knowing themselves and understanding themselves, then they don't know much about themselves, so it's going to be a little bit hard to like break a habit or a routine. So yeah, that is
Yeah,
another
it's
thing.
I I'm not gonna tell you. I would rephrase that mantra is like if
Go
they
for
do
it.
it once, it's very likely that they will do it again.
Very likely.
Because yeah, because at the end, for what you just said is like the mantra that you said at the beginning is very black and white, but your actual mindset, it has it gives a chance for
Hmm.
redemption. Yeah, you understand it's hard. We need to understand that breaking habits, breaking behaviors, it is hard. Yeah, but it's not impossible. We just need to be like hopeful a little bit, and that's why
Hmm.
I do have the yellow flags. It's like, okay, so you
Yeah,
messed it up
I
over
mean,
here.
if it happens, like, if the relationship has been like, let's say, a year, it has been some time and I got to know the person, whatever, and let's say, yeah, it happens something that break the deal or a deal breaker, or let's say, then yeah, then I am a bit more tolerant, let's say.
Ah,
Yeah,
let me throw you a scenario.
go for it.
Let's say you've been in a relationship for 5 years.
five
No, okay,
years
let's say you've been in 10 years.
10 years.
10
Go for it.
years.
Go for it.
And the guy cheats on you.
That's it. It's done.
That's done.
That's
That's a
it.
done.
That's a done.
That's
No, no, no. I do not accept. No.
that
If
one.
no, if we go in a relationship and it's like, yeah, we do agree that we want to have like sexual relationship with somebody else, then yeah, that's fine. But if this hasn't been like, I have complete trust in you that you don't go on and sleep with somebody else and then come to me, because to me that brings me to other things. I don't want STDs, and I don't know who are you sleeping with, what are you doing, and so on. So that's the main
Personal
first
component.
thing. Like, I don't want STDs. The second thing is like, why are you going to somebody else? Like, if I'm not pleasuring you enough or whatever, then we can discuss. Why don't you bring it up if you want, let's say, a different fantasy, or I don't know, man, whatever like cracks his head, but if that another thing comes, second thing is like, you are not able to communicate or to bring up issues, not issues, but things that you would like to experience or get to know, and then also you don't actually want to get to know me, if we can do these things together or explore new things together. So that's second thing. And third thing, you betrayed me. So no, that's
Well, it's because that scenario, it's one of that I have seen discussed. You're gonna end up in jail. There are videos of you are threatening your future partner. It's going to be used as
Watch
evidence.
out, whoever you
People,
are.
someone clip this.
Man, I'm tough in a relationship, but I'm fun to be with. I'm tough, but I'm freaking fun. You will, like, not saying you, but if a person is with me, they will be in a roller coaster, uh, 200 kilometers per hour, you know? But then when they have their
200
stops, they
kilometers
will
per hour.
have.
That sounds healthy.
But I mean, but when reality will hit them, like I'm very observant. I'm fun, but I'm also observing you. Like I'm a snake, you know. Like I'm fun to be with, but I'm observing you while I'm having fun with you. I pay attention to your behaviors, to how you react, what you do, and so on. Like I can be here, but I'm still here, enjoying the moment, but still see how you are as a person. So yeah, so if
Okay.
something happens, like I can just break the mood and be like what's going on, like and not just go with it. If I want to discuss
Okay.
something, I will
Okay.
just bring it up, no matter. Okay,
Okay.
not no matter. And once the water settles, and things like being
Sometimes
a
it's good. It's not exactly in the moment, but it's
no
good
no
to
no yeah, it
let
has
it cool
settled the
down.
waters. Go home, relax, and then just bring it up. Hey, there back then, da da da, blah blah blah. And it's like, oh, I don't know, oh, but oh,
Well, yeah. So, uh,
you know.
yeah. So something I wanted to say. I don't know how much time. But I present you that scenario because it's just one of those scenarios that I have heard discussed among a lot of my friends that are sexologists, and I have a couple of friends that are in talks or presentations. That scenario, it's always really tricky because
Which
you
scenario, with
can
the
try to
cheating part, or
the one about the one like 10 years and the person cheats,
uh-huh,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
some people might say like, yeah, it's a done over there. Other people would say like, okay, I'll give that chance and then see the opportunity of redemption, right? But then all the scenarios come out like, okay, so why the person did it? So you say you wanted a monogamous relationship, right? So but people can change, So it's like, okay, you change, your values change, because that can actually happen, and that's also a very tricky thing among in the whole relationship kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's why I have been using the expression leap of faith, yeah, and the trust, because I think what you just said, that you're an observant person, I think is important, not at the level at a Facebook level, right? It's like not that much, not that much
No,
like
no,
that
no.
you're always monitoring, because that's gonna I would think it's going to be exhausting now. But it's important to be observant or communicating with the person in terms of where our values are, because we can actually change. Yeah,
Yes.
we can actually change.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just want to throw that out because it's interesting. And part of, I think, to add a little bit in how to prevent breakups, it's exactly that, is to see if someone is changing. You need to refresh both both of them, or
Yeah.
end the relationship,
Yes.
right? uh,
Yes.
I think something that you said is also really important, is like, okay, things need to be established from the beginning. What are the rules? That one actually did happen to me. Like I was about to start dating someone, but before it consolidated the whole thing, oh, what's consolidated? Uh, she went out with a friend, and she make out with a girlfriend. Yeah, and she was like, she told me like, I am sorry, whatever, yada 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 yada. But I'm a little bit more relaxed on that kind of stuff. So like,
Mm.
hey, hold on, because she was wrong. And she was telling me all that kind of stuff, and I said, cool, cool. First, let's get you through your right now your state, and then we talk later on.
Yeah.
Over there it was not only about cooling down. It was like, let just after the whole alcohol is out of your system, we talk again, and then we talk
No,
about
that's
it.
wrong. Listen, you listen. No,
No,
don't. No, no. Because listen, you always get the most deepest truth from a person when is because they are not. They are
I
hiding so
actually
many things.
disagree.
No, that's
I
not
actually
true.
disagree with that one.
I
I
don't think
actually
so.
disagree with that one. Maybe because I'm in that state. Maybe it's because in that state I'm good at holding myself.
Oh man,
Then
no,
I assume that other
I would
people
just
can
let them
actually do it.
speak and see like where their mind goes like and what things they are saying because like you can again discover so many things from their mind like that they were hiding because they have no
Well,
filter at that time, you know? It's just like
yeah, kind of. No, I understand. I understand that part. It's a very
I'm
also,
being mean now.
but yeah, a little bit. But in the case that I tell you, like for me, it's like I mean, the good thing is that she was before it happened. She was in the girl, she was telling me like, please get over here because something might happen, and it did happen. So fine. She tells me, but then it's like, let's have this discussion of what do we want to do and where do we want to go after the whole alcohol is out of the system. And yes, I did tell her like, okay, I just really want to know like if this is going to be a semi-open or something because at the beginning I thought this was going to be like you and me. But if you're going to start going out with some of your girlfriends and that kind of stuff, fine. Just let me know. So either you share them or I go and meet someone else in my I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how you
yeah,
say it.
of
Like,
course.
you need to
Yes,
set up the rules at
yes,
the beginning. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Uh, so yeah. So I think that's enough. I just want to say that that's those last parts and
Great. Awesome. Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah, it's very, very good to yeah stabilize, have some rules at the beginning, and because otherwise yeah it's just not gonna work.
Okay.
But all right, let's go and check because let me read quickly here because people have been writing. So uh Curious George, syrup is disgusting and does not belong anywhere near waffles or pancakes.
Wait, what?
The fuck?
What?
From YouTube, because I'm streaming on YouTube also. Somebody said syrup is disgusting and does not belong anywhere near waffles or pancakes. Oh man, people. Whatever.
Okay.
Horton hears you. Oh, nice, Horton. He's been here. Let's say. So he says, okay, he's like, we gonna go before or behind. So it makes sense. What is the point of a relationship? In evolutionary terms, we feel attraction, so we will have companionship and to procreate. Even though Western culture has been secularized and we typically look down on traditional values, the point of relationships and eventually marriage is to have kids. Throughout history, different civilizations have basically had marriage or a marriage like institution.
Well, I've heard many times all these systems and theories, which are a lot of them are proven, like where the marriage stuff and monogamous kind of stuff. So it's like
Yes.
it's a system of organization. That's how I see it at the end. It's like there's a mess. So how do we organize this? Also, the thing about trading, the trading thing is like
Yeah.
you and you get married because territory, right? And it's not the whole. The funny thing is that usually they just I don't know if this person did it, but they usually make citation for the western side of the world. But that also happens everywhere,
Mm.
everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's right. Anything
Right.
else? I actually have opened the Twitch one, and I think you need to take a look at that one because that one is long, long stuff.
One second, one second. Okay, I'm looking at. Okay, two people can raise children if they have drastically different values. Two people can have a close companionship where they build lives together without similar values. Yes, it sounds like your ex doesn't have his own purpose driving his life. He hadn't figured out what he wanted in life and had no aim. Yeah, that's true. So he was relying on you to direct him. That is again very true. Since the world is chaotic and life is changing all the time, there are so many paths one can follow, and having all of these potential paths, it can be hard to choose one because there's a feeling other things in life will be missed. Thus, FOMO. Thus, he ended up not having a good path in life at all, paralyzed with indecision. That is very true. Good point. You actually got it, Horton. All right, jealousy. Jealousy is really a form of entitlement. In relationships, we feel entitled to a certain level of attention, and whenever we don't get it, we get mad and feel jealous. We are territorial
Mm.
about what we feel is ours. What we feel is ours isn't having. That is really
That's
true.
a good
That
one.
is
That's a good
good,
one.
good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought it up really great, Roton.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's
Mm,
start to Oxford Dictionary and put that one.
yes, yes. If someone makes more money than us and we feel jealous, it's because we have a sense of entitlement and feel like we either deserve more money than the said person or feel entitled to the benefits of having more money. Since we feel entitled to it, we want to take back what is ours. Yes, yes,
It's
and
because
this can
I think a very key word over there in all that is entitlement. I
entitlement.
love the use of that word. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm entitled to this. I am entitled to this.
Yeah, because it reflects very well the attitude of the person.
Yeah, and also can be to the fact that and yeah, I really like the word entitlement. It can also be to the fact that what brings me to is that I am investing so much time and effort into this, so I'm entitled to get this back. Like, so yeah, this is again something tricky, man, because again, if we do go into relationship and we start measuring these things, that I'm giving
Mm.
this and that, and then I'm entitled to receive this back, that's a trap that we ourselves fall in, actually. And it's just
Yeah, I mean, I'm
procreate.
not saying yes. So I'm not saying in this regard. I'm not saying like there should be reciprocity, but it should not be expected. It should
Yes,
flow. It should flow. Yeah.
yes, yes,
If, as you said, if you are, I make 3 cookies, so you better bring X amount of milk, is like, wait, now it's a very uneasy kind of
yes,
relation.
yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see, the mantra. The mantra could be rephrased as, if someone does something once, what makes you think they won't do it again? What have they done or changed in their life to make you think something won't happen again? Okay, that's a developed uh I say the mantra has been developed into something else, but I like this one. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like, but to me, I don't really think, well, it's not I don't think. I keep things simple and short. I don't go into
Yes,
too
the
much.
mantras usually should be simple.
Yeah, just simply short. They did it once, they will do it again. That's it. But definitely behind this, exactly what you said, Horton, here's this is exactly also like the other things that question when it happens. I'm like, what? Because again, if I'm in a relationship, like long-term relationship, and they did something where they break the rule, for example, then this is the next part where what actually Horton says, when trust also can be back. You are going to see if they are changing. You are going to observe if they are doing something different, how active they are, win this trust back. So yeah, good point, good point. Reciprocity, yes, yes, yeah, reciprocity, Horton hears. But you see, reciprocity, that means you always expect, you give something, you want something back. You give something, you want something back. And
No, yeah, yeah, but I think is like that should exist, should not be expected.
yeah, should exist, but not
Yeah.
expect. It should be a natural
Mm.
flow. Yeah, like flow. Yeah, that's really really true. So yeah, great points, Horton. Great points. Really love it. All right, so good. If do you guys have any questions or anything? Otherwise, I guess we can close this. We have been
Kick
almost
me
close to
out.
2 hours. Yeah, I'll kick you out. To
Let-
just knock you down. But yeah, really, really great. I really enjoyed and I'm really happy we did took a second time, like continuing from the first one. And I think it has been really fun, to be honest.
no, yeah,
Uh,
it's very kind of cool. So
yeah,
nice concepts. So nice. Oh my gosh, my brain is right.
points of view or
Like no memories being
memory.
shared.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Oh man, I have a lot of these
well,
memories. Like,
there should be one time where it's like just venting about very weird experiences about that, but
let's do
no.
that. We should do that. Yeah, venting
Hey,
relationship. Yeah, I'm up for that. That's gonna be
so now we
so.
just talk about the whole theoretical part. So now let me tell you how I messed up this.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you how what's happening. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I think yeah, we should do that.
No, it's
I
not.
well, you get to learn a lot from this, though. No, I like it too. It's not that I like it. It's great to look back. It's because,
I don't like you digging up dead bodies from my backyard. It's
but
like, oh
listen,
yes.
that means if you don't go back, like, do you get any emotions like rising up or something, or like brings back memories and makes you feel uncomfortable, or any of these, or is that why you don't bring it? Oh
Oh no,
dear,
I'm
that's the
just fooling
reason.
around.
Ah,
I'm just
okay.
fooling around.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, Horton says in a healthy relationship, reciprocity should happen organically. It should need to be started out loud.
Okay.
It shouldn't need to be stated out loud. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. We can only hope and wish.
Yeah, hope and
Okay.
wish. Yeah. All right, great. So I guess we can
So
close it
we
for
can end
today.
it. I can go.
Okay.
Can I go sleep now?
Sure, you are free now. Go
Okay.
sleep.
Thank you
Go.
very much, my lady. You
You're very.
grant me with free. No,
Let
but
me
again,
pet you.
I'm very grateful.
Pet you.
No, because my hairstyle, you're gonna mess it up.
Oh dear.
No, but thanks for keeping me, inviting me on this kind of stuff. And the cool thing
No,
is that
no.
we're having very nice opinions over here
Yeah,
from
yeah,
your
that's
fellow
that's great.
followers.
It's
Yeah.
great. I hope you guys enjoy it also, and we will definitely keep it coming. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going in the woods. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna disappear for, but I'm just disappearing, man. I don't just know nothing. I will definitely
You
film
will
it.
return when the
I will
time is right.
return. Exactly. When the time is right, I will come back. But I don't have no agenda or nothing. So, but once I'm back, we can, yeah, continue either with this, what you said last, to put out the experience, bad experiences, good experiences from a relationship, but give full on examples. And then maybe we can do the addiction after this one. Yeah, that'll be great after.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
But okay.
Awesome.
Good luck in the
Let's
woods.
do this. Thank you so much. Have
Okay.
fun.
So
Take care.